Luke chapter 2, verses 6 and 7. While they were there, the day had come for her to give birth. She gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in bands of cloth and laid him in a feeding trough, because there was no room for them at the inn. Now, today is just a snapshot of the bigger blog that comes out talking about the birth of Christ, a Luke chapter 2 story, in our brand new series. It's called Curious About Christmas. I wasn't fully sure how to do a quick devotional about this because I did the full Luke 2 1 to 20. So, and obviously, I like to keep these relatively short. So, I'm going to focus on the birth itself, the birth area. And I want to talk about why this manger scene was so important because it's one that we still talk about and use to this day. In the Jewish culture, the firstborn son held major significance, often receiving a double portion of the inheritance and having strong religious duties. It's both signifying the earthly purpose and the religious purpose. The swaddling cloths were cloth strips to wrap newborns tight for warmth and security. Now, this happening to Jesus was to also show that Jesus was a human. He was a true newborn human baby. The manger was a feeding trough for animals, and Jesus would have been born surrounding livestock, whether it be in a stable or a cave. Now, this was a prophecy fulfillment where Jesus had a lowly start. And by lowly, think of it as an impoverished start, one that doesn't surround wealth, power, aptitude, things like that. This was also a way to show how accessible Jesus would be to all people. Think of our modern hospitals. Only a certain number of people can go see a newborn at a time. There's only a certain amount of people in the delivery room, etc. Being in a manger in an outdoor stable or a cave like this means any person walking by the streets would have seen Jesus being born at that time. And then when we also think of the inn, don't think of it like your local Motel 6. In the ancient time, there were guest rooms or caravansaries, which, I mean, think of it more like your Airbnbs. And the overcrowding that happened was the result of a census, and it left Mary and Joseph without the proper lodging. So, and I talk a lot more about why the census had to happen, and then we pivot after that to go talk about the blessing that was given to the mangers or to the shepherds. Now, what I want to kind of guide you to walk away with is that this wasn't an ideal birth. If we think about it in modern culture standards, having a birth like this would not be at the top of anybody's lists. I mean, and I think at the same time it was not on the top of Mary's list at the same time. However, this was a way to show Jesus is both fully human and fully godlike qualities. So, and there's more about this, like I said, surrounding the census. I talk about the angel's message that comes in Luke 2 12 to 14. And then the testimony, the power that comes from the testimony of the shepherds when they return to town. So there's a lot to unpack in these 20 verses. This is probably one of the longest blogs I've written all year. And we'll start off in Luke's gospel. Luke is the Gentile version of the story. And then for part 2, we'll probably have a similar discussion, but we'll talk about Matthew's perspective. And most likely we'll highlight some differences that will potentially show up. So I really hope you enjoy this. Curious About Christmas is going to be a series that we'll take all throughout the rest of the year, and we'll learn the very basics of who Jesus was, why Jesus' birth was so important, and a lot of different other aspects that we can hopefully start to strengthen our relationship and awe and audacity of this Christmas season. So I hope you're ready for this. I've been so excited to get this one going all season. And yeah, so go check it out. Again, link in my bio, link in the description below, depending on where you're at. I'm not going to do a reflection checkpoint because this is going to kind of be like a lot of mini blogs into one with compared to how I've been doing them. So there's a lot of different reflection questions that I have in here. So yeah, again, I hope you've really thought about it. You really enjoyed this. So I will catch you tomorrow for our weekly psalm reading, and then we'll pick it back up on Tuesday with the last part of Who Am I again. Until then, stay blessed.